things that I recently received from both Apex Comics and Eric Boyd. Okay. Now this is really quite cool. This is, I'm going to take it out because we're going to get glare. Check this out, folks. Now, this is not something that Apex typically sells, but he had this, he was showing this on a video, and I loved this. So I asked him if he could make a print of it, you know, sell me a print, sign it. And indeed he did. And he sent it. Now check that out. It's just so totally cool. It's too cool for school, folks. I dig the hell out of this. And I've got an 8.5 by 10 frame, but I got to get like a, I think what I have to do maybe is get like a 10 by 12 or even an 11 by 14 because this is a bit larger. So once I do that, it's going up. It's going on the wall. Let's put it that way. But that is just sweet stuff right there, folks, from Apex Comics. And this is Fembat. It's just like, well, what it is like it, I think technically this could be a wraparound cover, I believe. So that's what I got from Apex. But here's the creep. He's also sent this. You get a couple of extras, which is totally cool. Okay. Stay. There we go. All right. So this is the creep, right? Right here. And the creep is in love with this giant woman. And this woman is holding a tiny man because she's a giant walking through the city. And she's like, why are you men so tiny? Where's a, I'm sorry. Geez. Oh, yeah. Where's a big man for me to have fun with? And there's the creep behind her, of course, and he's falling in love right there. So that's a bit of creep goodness. And he signed that too, which is fantastic, by the way. And a Fembat bookmark in full color. Check that out. So that is great. I just need to go. I really need to just get off my butt and get a larger frame so I can frame that thing. And then I won some stuff from Eric. He had a really great show a while back. And it was like a trivia contest type of thing. And I ended up winning a couple of things. I sent a couple of things to Captain Strangelife. But here's the things I have now. This is, yeah, okay. If I'm not mistaken, this is a character. This is Sister Scarab by Eric Boyd, and this is drawn by Eric. Okay, and he signed it, which is fantastic. Now these are Eric's. I think these are Eric's characters, but he had a Stephen Butler, I believe, did both of these. Actually drew these. Pretty tasty there. Love this one. Yeah, Lady Valor. Okay, so I've shown those. How much did I freeze, folks? Or was it relatively smooth? Was there a, did you have lag problems? Anybody? Relatively smooth, just okay. Eric says relatively smooth, just a brief bit of lag. Good. Okay. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Let's go back to the chat here. Eric says Fembat, nice. Indeed. Dr. Mad, the Beatles, Bob Dylan were my granddad's two top favorite artists. Apex, thanks a lot, Horror Mike. You're very welcome. Yes, it is a wraparound cover, Fembat. The Creep is awesome. Yes, the Creep. Creep is awesome and creepy even at human height. Apex, beautiful Sister Scarab. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. Fantastic pieces of art by Apex and by Eric Boyd. Yes, these are all my characters for a pending comic titled The She Agents. That first one by Steve Butler was Nature Girl. Right. This is Nature Girl. Right here. Oh, good. Well, that's good, folks. Possibly, it's once again, it's kind of like you start off, and maybe it's because it's the beginning of the show. I'm not quite sure how the hell that works. Or, my up is increasing as far as the mbps, relatively smooth, just a brief bit of lag. Well, that's good. Michael Teller says a lot better. My good to hear. Eric says I have a video giving a preview of the She Agents on my channel. Drop your link in the chat, Eric. More info about team coming soon. Good. There you go. Cable Guy is here. Hello, Cable Guy. Good to see you on this fine Friday night. Oh, yeah. Stephen Butler currently works for Archie Comics. Steve Harrison, the work Eric does is reminiscent of a doc I saw on Tubi about a guy who had a line of heroes in the underground comic days. Fantastic Nature Girl. Yes, he does. I was fortunate enough to commission him years ago, says Eric. Okay, great. Great, guys. Well, it seems like, here we go, folks. There is Apex channel. Head on over to Apex and subscribe if you would be so kind. He does have a great video. As a matter of fact, I'm just about to get into that here in a second. Okay, so that's some really great indie stuff from our own. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Eric, thank you, Horror Mike. Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you, sir. You guys are great. From Eric Boyd and Apex Comics. That's indie comic action right there, folks. That's what I'm saying right now. And I got some other indie comic action. Okay. Now, this I got a few months ago. It could have been like 3 months ago. This was from Ethan Van Cyber's Cyberfrog campaign. And so this is the Wrecked Planet. Now, what happened, as you can see, it's a foil cover. And so what happened is there was a delay because he wanted to do apparently all of the covers with foil. I'm not really into foil, folks. I gotta say, it's not really my cup of tea. And I could really do without it. I don't have anything. I mean, the art is really great. Of course, obviously, Van Sciver is, he's quite the artist. There ain't no doubt about that. And it's a good story. I had already read The Ash Can, you know, so, but it's really quite good. The art is quite good. All of that stuff, really groovy. I just, yeah, I would really, I'd prefer a copy without a foil cover. I just like to, I'm just not a foil type of dude. That's all there is to it. It's just another, it's kind of, to me, it's like another gimmick, I mean, like I don't know, another gimmick. That's all I can say. And I got, after a wee bit of a delay, Aaron Lopresti's The Wraith of God 2. What does he call this? Oh, yeah, Blood Hunters. Pretty groovy cover by Lopresti. Of course, it's all Lopresti's work. It's a wraparound, So there you go. Very cool. And it's all about vampires and so forth. In the Old West, that's basically what's going on with this. You may have read his first one, which was about Wraith of God, which was about werewolf or werewolves. Let me show you a good splash page here. Oh, yeah, that's the extra stuff. Yeah, he's got some other stuff in here as well. Very nice double page spread there. Yeah. He also has a bit of Kit Carter. I like Kit Carter a lot. Kit Carter, Galactic Ranger. She has her little monkey friend. This is at the end. This is episode 1. This is at the very end of the book. It's quite good. The art is superb. No doubt about that. Let me see if I can ring up a. He's got that classic styling. There ain't no doubt. So, this is the whatever, I guess the standard cover to Wraith of God, and it's really quite good. I like it a lot. And then I got the variant. This is a Simon Bisley cover. I haven't even taken this sucker out yet. Let me put it that way. So this is Simon Bisley. Love it. Love that cover. Really quite cool. Nosferatu style vampire, of course, in Blood Hunters. Yeah, I mean, I guess I gotta say the only my major complaint on both the Van Cyber and Lepresti books, on the as far as the interiors go, I don't like glossy pages in a comic book. I've never been a fan. With color, even I prefer like matte pages personally. To me, it just shows the art better. Uh, those the real glossy pages just I don't know. I'm just not a fan of them. You know, I mean, like for instance, this the back of this, as you can see, is a nice matte cover, not glossy, and I think it's just way better, much better uh, in showing the art. That's just a personal opinion, but I'm sticking to it. So there you go. That's my little indie showcase for you guys for tonight. Just a few things um, that I wanted to show you. And of course, headlining that, Apex Comics and Eric Boyd, our own artists in the chat, folks. That's what I'm saying right now. And we're going to be talking to Apex soon about his forthcoming ashcan of Fembat and the Creep. Oh, yes, we are. Let me get back to the first. I got to put on my glasses, folks. There we go. Let me do this. I'm going to go back up. Apex, ooh, Blood Hunters, yes. Wraith of God. Yeah, it's really quite. I mean, the art is really great. As I say, my only complaint is I just do not like glossy interior pages. I prefer like more of a comic book flat or matte, uncoated type of paper. To tell you the truth, like stuff like alternate comics. That's what I really like. You know, that look where it just looks like a classic comic book, where the art speaks for itself with no additional help. You know, which is as it should be. Yeah, Ethan does streams like I think he does a live stream once a week. Eric, here's the video where I give a bit of a preview for the She Agents. There you go, folks. Check it out. That is She Agents from Eric Boyd. Go on over there and make sure that you subscribe. Our werewolf. I'm not quite sure what the hell that is. In fact, as soon as you can have some fun, okay, great art on that. And I love, yeah, well, it's horror westerns, Steve. So good combo. Very nice 2-page spread indeed. Dr. Matt, I'm going to have to keep this short and dash. Okay, Dr. Matt, have a good one. We will talk to you soon. Dang, Horror Mike, you got quite the quality indie comics haul. Yes, indeed. I am still waiting. There's one thing, one more I'm waiting for. And it's the one that I'm really waiting for. And, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm highly anticipating Apex Comics in the Ashcan for Fembat and the Creep, but it's another one that I paid for long ass time ago last year in 2022, and it's coming. I think it's going to be January, sometime in January, but that is The Ghost of Matacumba Key by Graham Nolan. He's been working on the thing. It's basically done. He's just, I think it's just the technical printing part of it and all that stuff. He's finishing up a couple of minor things on some extra pages, as far as I know. So it looks to be sometime probably mid to late January, but that is the Ghost of Matacumba Key by Graham Bain Nolan, as you guys are probably aware. I have Lopresti's Garbage Man, Mutant a la Swamp Thing. Yes, Steve, and there is Garbage Man in, there's a Garbage Man story inside this edition. Eric, same here. I don't care for glossy interior pages. Yeah, I just I'm not a fan either. Fantastic Wraith of God cover. Yes. Well, these guys look, there is no doubting this, folks. Graham Nolan, Aaron Lopresti, Ethan Van Sciver, they're all like 30-year pros in, doing comics. They've worked for Marvel and DC and all those people, and the story. And they're doing indie now. They're all indie, so they're quite good. Deninsky, hello, Deninsky. How are you doing? Smash the like button, horror fans. Yes, smash it, smash it. Yes, yes. Excellent, excellent. The werewolf art. Hold on. Okay. Taylor says, Mike, I was referring to the werewolf art you were talking about. Well, there was Lopresti's first Wraith of God, which was about werewolves. I haven't been noticing much of a lag lately. That's probably because I bet you, I'm just going to do this one more time, folks. I'm checking my internet speed, but I bet you that okay, come on. Do it. Yeah, the down is great. It's more than 80 Mbps, pushing 90, actually. That's fantastic. But the key is the up. Got to have some. Oh, there it goes. Now it is at 10.1. There you go. Folks, right now, if you're seeing a lag, I don't know what the hell to tell you, because I'm over 10 Mbps up, and that is more than enough. It should be definitely more than enough to handle this stream. Picture should be clear, and you should be getting very little, if any, lag whatsoever. That is what I'm saying right now to you. So that is the thing right there. So when the stream starts, it's like at 4, which is going to be lag time. Then suddenly something in the space of a half an hour, 20 minutes, a half an hour, I'm up to over 10 again. And everything's totally cool. It should be completely fine. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Harrison. I'm thinking 9 is the magic number, and we're going to find that out next week. Fembat will be a 56-page magazine format with matte pages, thank God. Stay away from that glossy. I haven't been noticing much lag. Good. Love the 50-page plus comics. Oh, yes. There we go. All right, folks. Okay, so these are a couple of things I want to show you on the internets. First off, while we're talking about it, let me take you to Fembat. There we go. So this is the video I'm going to drop this link in the chat where you can check out the new ash can. I just dropped it in the chat, folks, right there. So check that out. If you want to get a better idea as to the ash can that Apex is creating, Fembat and the Creep, check the video out. You will totally dig the hell out of it. So I just wanted to alert you to that. Okay. Now let's get on back to Mike here, to Horror Mike. And my other website, folks, which you may or may not be aware of, and that is the Ghost Clinic. Yes, it is ghostclinic.com. I'm going to drop that link in the chat right now. This is a website I created several years ago in order to, how should I say, in order to enhance the whole Haunted Thrills video that I was doing at the time. I was still in production. I put this website together. I was doing the Haunted Thrills documentary on pre-code horror comics. So this is like its companion website, right? Ghost Clinic. And so as you can see, it's like it's got the header will change. If you just, refresh it, you'll get like a nice Basil Wolverton header there. Or if you'd like a really cool one-shot, which I believe was Horror from the Tomb. At last, it's safe to dig up the money we buried him with. 5 long years we've waited. We'll be rich. And of course, there he is. He's waiting to greet him in the graveyard. That is that's actually from Experiment in Terror, which is one of the stories that I adapted for my anthology film Witch Tales, right? And this is from Fantastic Fears issue number 8, circa 1953. Just a really wicked little cover. It's just so demented. I love it. So demented. There we go. Swamp Terror. Of course, this is from Strange Mysteries number 2 with that fabulous cover. One of my favorites from Superior Comics. So you get the idea, right? If you keep flipping this thing, you'll run into a variety. There's another great one. This is Weird Mysteries. It's a part of a Bernard Bailey cover from Weird Mysteries. But as we scroll down, as you can see, it's a pretty basic layout. I just write articles. As a matter of fact, this article, the latest one is about Mysteries Weird and Strange number 6 from March of 1954. And I did a video. So when you read the article, you can click for the actual video itself. So it's kind of a companion article to the original video. And there's Voodoo number 15, May of 1954, with that great freaking, let's see if we can bring it up. There it is. I just love that so much. Yeah, there we go. Bring it a little better. Nightmare Island. Oh, yes. The giant rat and the poor woman that's trapped on a mousetrap. And here comes the giant rat. Nightmare Island, folks. That's what I'm talking about right now. In any case, you get the idea. It's all about pre-code, And it's Ghost Clinic. Check. Oh, yes. Oh, that is just too cool for school. As you know, I've shown you this comic book. It's Mr. Mystery number 8. And it's the woman who's in her cabin on a cruiser in the ocean. And here comes a flying zombie coming right through her porthole. Yes, folks, that's what I'm talking about right there. Those flying zombies, they always come through the porthole. That's what I'm saying. So, in any case, that is my website. Now, I just want to show you. I also have a Facebook page, Ghost Clinic. Same thing, same kind of thing. I obviously on Ghost Clinic, I also post when I put up videos, also live shows. As you can see, this is the very live show that we're currently in right now. So the last video I made, Comic Book Biz Controversy, of course, which is on the channel and all that stuff. So that's Ghost Clinic, folks. And this is a companion site. I thought I would show this to you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is my Zazzle site for Haunted Thrills and Ghost Clinic. Now, I made all of these things. These are like, customized. For example, wrapping paper. Yes, you heard that right, folks. I made customized wrapping paper based upon pre-code horror comic books, right? So there's the whole layout showing all of the issues. And yeah, so it's wrapping paper. It makes for some snazzy freaking wrapping paper. And believe it or not, they have dropped 40% off. So now it's $20 a roll. Of course, obviously the problem being that you're not going to get it by Christmas at this point. But that is some snazzy wrapping paper for not only for Christmas, but any situation that calls for gift giving. Give the gift of pre-code horror, folks. That's what I'm talking about right now. So in any case, you got your wrapping paper, you got playing cards, which are totally freaking cool. That is based upon L.B. Cole's fantastic Mask issue number 2 from the mid-1940s. And as you guys know, well, this is great. I love this. The Man Who Died Twice lunchbox. Kids, you'll be the talk of the schoolyard when you bring in your Man Who Died Twice lunchbox. Of course, that is Jack Cole's cover for Web of Evil number 5. And that is a snazzy freaking lunchbox right there, folks. I kid you not. I'm going to drop this link in the chat in case you guys are interested in perusing these fine products. Like, okay, now here's the Haunted Thrills cards, playing cards, folks. You know that everybody that buys a Blu-ray gets a Haunted Thrills playing card from yours truly. And there they are. These are the cards. If you want a full deck of Haunted Thrills cards, well, they're on sale for $10.24 on my Zazzle store. And there's other stuff too, variety of things. I always love this Dial C for Corpse. And it's a magnet you can get for $4.60. But this is the classic splash page. Of course, you got this zombie corpse in the graveyard, and he's saying, "Hey, it's me, darling, calling from the grave." Eee! I mean, come on, folks. That is, you can't beat it. I don't know, as far as splash pages go, that's what I'm talking about right there. Dial C for Corpse. Okay. I just love it. So there you go, folks. I just thought I would show you my Zazzle page on that. And now we're going to take a little trip over to Famous Monsters because you're definitely going to want to check some of these out. This is just kind of getting us into a bit of the Christmas mood from Famous Monsters, and there's an extra surprise that you may not be aware of from Famous Monsters. Let's check it out. There we go. Let me see if I can, maybe I can bring this up a bit. There we go. It's probably pretty good. Yeah. All right. This is their Twitter on Famous Monsters. You guys might want to check that out. I just dropped the link in the chat, folks. I don't know how many people use Twitter, or X as it is called, but this is the Famous Monsters page. And it's got some groovy stuff on it. Check it out. Here we go. Now, obviously, you've got Christmas with the Addams Family, 1965. Which is really quite a nice photo there. Check this out. Famous Monsters #1. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. It is Famous Monsters issue #1. Brand new, coming from the Famous Monsters shop. Now I'm going to go over there so we can check this out. It's Captain Company, of course. Shock Monster? There he is. Good old Shock Monster. Famous Monsters magazine is back. Pre-order the first issue now. Or you can subscribe. You get 4 issues a year. But this is issue #1, which is coming around the bend. And it's a little bit of a tribute to Sid Haig. Of course, there he is as Captain Spaulding in the logo. Famous Monsters #1, and of course as Dragos. So they are relaunching Famous Monsters. Thought I'd toss that out there because people may be interested in that. Yeah. So there's that. Now, we're going to switch over because I want to show you a couple of things that you can watch this weekend that I think you're going to want to check out. Okay. Check this out. Christmas with Creature Features. Now, if you haven't subscribed to Creature Features, I don't know what the hell to tell you. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. There we go. That is Creature Features on YouTube. Now, this is based upon the original Creature Features show, Bob Wilkins, from the 70s, and revamped. I believe it is shot in Northern California on the coast near Santa Rosa. And Vincent, this guy he's kind of the head of the household. He's got this incredible freaking mansion. I'm going to show you a little bit of that in a second here. But they've got a special Christmas show coming up tomorrow night at midnight, apparently. That's the idea I'm getting here because it says premieres in 26 hours, December 24th at midnight. So that would be tomorrow night at midnight, folks. So in this special, they have a bad horror movie and a horribly bad guest. As it says below, a rude guest and creature of the Walking Dead from 1965. Okay. I mean, folks, they've got 10 people waiting on this damn thing, and it's 24 hours away. Okay. It's popular. Okay. I'm just putting that out there. These guys do an excellent job. Highly recommended. Christmas with Creature Features. I think you're going to want to check this out. Some really great entertainment for tomorrow evening, if you are so inclined. Now, let's go to their channel, shall we? Here we go. here's the Creature Features channel. And once again, I highly recommend that you subscribe to them. They got a ton of freaking movies here. Let's blow this up a bit so you can see a little better. There we go. So they play a ton of movies. They actually make some deals and pay for some of their films. It's not just all public domain, is what I'm saying. As you can see, they've recently shown Silent Night, Bloody Night, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, Enter the Devil, Reflection of Fear. They get some stuff that I really haven't seen much of, or sometimes ever. You know, they got now Frightmare is coming up tonight. And I believe that's coming up at 11. Yeah, it says 11 p.m. tonight. Frightmare from 1974. So you may want to check that out. I'm going to drop the link in the chat as well. And of course, as you can see, they showed Black Christmas, the classic from 1974. They've got Damnation Alley. Oh, yeah. Humanoids from the Deep. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. So there you go, folks. That is Creature Features. Highly recommended. I really enjoy the show. It's very well done. One of the best horror host shows on currently, you know, today. There's no doubt about that. It's really quite good. So there you go. Mosey on over and check out Creature Features. They got a weekend. Tonight they're showing a movie, and tomorrow night. You know, so you can't lose. That's just a ton of entertainment for your holiday weekend pleasure, what I'm saying. Also, as well, this is quite key to check out. Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops-a-daisy. There we go. I don't know what the hell happened. This is Newcastle After Dark. And they're also kind of horror hosts, I guess, what you call them. But they are showing, they've got Spectre, which is the Robert Culp film that came out, I want to say early 1970s. And it was going to be a series, but it never happened. Highly recommended, folks. You're going to want to check out Spectre. It's really quite good. Let me make sure this is the correct linky. It is. Great. I'm dropping the link in the chat. You want to watch a really good, well-written film, and you could see where they were trying to go with a series. They were trying to do a series type of scenario. It just didn't pan out. But what a great freaking movie. I love it. You got John Hurt, Robert Culp in here. Gig Young is also in this. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of wild. You just got to check it out, man. I love it. Love the premise. It's almost like a kind of vaguely reminds me a bit of Kolchak the Night Stalker. These guys are investigating paranormal phenomenon in England, and all kinds of hell breaks loose, of course. So, highly recommended Spectre, which is on YouTube on the Newcastle After Dark channel. Another one, oh, oops. I almost screwed that up. And, shoot. Nope. Wrong. Where is that? Oh, here we go. I've shown you this before. It's another channel I highly recommend. I hope you guys have been following this. because they've been doing the motion comic, The Shadow over Innsmouth, based upon the H.P. Lovecraft story, and it's fantastic. They have part 2 out. This is going to be a multi-part thing, probably going to be like 6 to 8 parts, I imagine. Part 3 should be out any day now. Highly recommended. Let's go in here. See if I can show you a little bit of it. This is part 2.
Shortly before 10 the next morning, I stood with one small valise in front of Hammond's drugstore in Old Market Square, waiting for the Innsmouth bus. As the hour for its arrival drew near, I noticed a general drift of the loungers to other places up the street, or to the ideal lunch across the square. Evidently, the ticket agent had not exaggerated the dislike which local people bore toward Innsmouth and its denizens. In a few moments, a small motor coach of extreme decrepitude and dirty gray color rattled down State Street, made a turn, and drew up at the curb beside me. I felt immediately that it was the right one, a guess which the half-illegible sign on the windshield, Arkham, Innsmouth, Newport, soon verified. There were only 3 passengers, dark, unkempt men of sullen visage and somewhat youthful cast, and when the vehicle stopped, they clumsily shambled out and began walking up State Street in a silent, almost furtive fashion. The driver also alighted, and I watched him as he went into the drugstore to make some purchase. This, I reflected, must be the Joe Sargent mentioned by the ticket agent, and even before I noticed any details, there spread over me a wave of spontaneous aversion which could be neither checked nor explained. It suddenly struck me as very natural that the local people should not wish to ride on a bus owned and driven by this man, or to visit any oftener than possible the habitat of such a man and his kinsfolk. When the driver came out of the store, I looked at him more carefully and tried to determine the source of my evil impression. He was a thin, stoop-shouldered man, not much under 6 feet tall, dressed in shabby blue civilian clothes and wearing a frayed gray golf cap. His age was perhaps 35, but the odd, deep creases in the side of his neck made him seem older when one did not study his dull, expressionless face. He had a narrow head, bulging, watery blue eyes that seemed never to wink, a flat nose, a receding forehead and chin, and singularly undeveloped ears. His long, thick lip and coarse-pored, grayish cheeks seemed almost beardless, except for some sparse yellow hairs that straggled and curled in irregular patches, and in places the surface seemed queerly irregular, as if peeling from some cutaneous disease. His hands were large and heavily veined, and had a very unusual grayish-blue tinge. The fingers were strikingly short in proportion to the rest of the structure, and seemed to have a tendency to curl closely into the huge palm. As he walked toward the bus, I observed his peculiarly shambling gait, and saw that his feet were inordinately immense. The more I studied them, the more I wondered how he could buy any shoes to fit them. A certain greasiness about the fellow increased my dislike. He was evidently given to working or lounging around the fish docks, and carried with him much of their characteristic smell. Just what foreign blood was in him I could not even guess. His oddities certainly did not look Asiatic, Polynesian, Levantine, or Negroid, yet I could see why the people found him alien. I myself would have thought of biological degeneration rather than alienage. I was sorry when I saw that there would be no other passengers on the bus. Somehow I did not like the idea of riding alone with this driver. But as leaving time obviously approached, I conquered my qualms and followed the man aboard, extending him a $1 bill and murmuring the single word, Innsmouth.
Just a little taste, folks. Just wanted to get you kind of in the mood. It's really quite good. These guys do a great job. What they do. Now, the guy that you hear narrating is Conrad Feininger, and he's excellent, excellent narration. The art is originally taken from Tanab Gao, a Japanese artist who did the book Shadow over Innsmouth, the graphic novel adaptation. So what these guys do is they took all the imagery from the book and combined it with the narration that Conrad Feininger originally did as an audiobook and made a motion comic of it. Okay, and that's what they do. They release it on YouTube for everybody to watch. So it's fantastic. I love it. I think it strikes the Lovecraft chord beautifully. And this leads me into what's going to be happening next week, next Friday at 9 p.m. And then I'm also going to probably do a Sunday nooner next week as well, because it's all going to be Weird Tales and H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard, Robert Bloch, Ray Bradbury, Hugh B. Cave, all of the writers that sprang from Weird Tales and Weird Tales itself, movies adaptations, including, of course, Lovecraft, Bloch, Robert E. Howard, all of them, and comic book adaptations starting way back in the 1950s in pre-code horror comics. So that's all going to be covered next weekend. Okay. So there you go for the Friday show. That I believe is 12/29. I think it's the 29th Friday, and then New Year's Eve, the 31st, Sunday nooner. We're going to continue with the Weird Tales story because it's the end. This year, 2023, of course, marks the 100 Weird Tales pulp magazine. So I figured that I would finish it off in style with a huge Weird Tales tribute for next weekend. Get ready. It's going to be a humdinger. That's what I'm telling you right now, folks. You're going to want to check it out. So that's what we got with that. And let us go on now. Oh, yeah. Well, this is the this is the trailer to the Primevals. I'm going to drop this in the chat because you may want to subscribe to the channel itself. This is Full Moon Entertainment. Full Moon Features is what they call it, for as far as the channel goes. And for more info on the Primevals as it gets closer to realizing a full release of the Blu-ray and so forth, it may get limited. Pardon me. It may get limited theatrical as well. We will see. But yeah, so this is the trailer. I'm going to play it from mine so you guys can watch it. First, we're going to play the trailer. Then we're going to get into a bit about the Primevals and the background of it. Okay. So first up, here is the trailer to the Primevals 2023.
4 weeks ago, several Nepalese shepherds killed a large anthropoid. It is perhaps the most important discovery of the century.
Nice speech.
Matt.
If we can discover how this creature crossed the genetic barrier from one life form to another, we'll unlock the mysteries of heredity.
You know you can't answer those questions without a living specimen.
Which requires an expedition.
What are you two after? Tigers? Buffalo?
Something even more dangerous.
We're searching for a Yeti.
The Yeti attacks suddenly, viciously. It's too dangerous to travel by night in these mountains.
But we've come too far to lose them now! Avalanche!
They must have been living here unchanged for 50,000 years.
Life forms developing in a controlled environment. Hundreds of centuries are looking down at us.
Woo! Man, I tell you, I haven't been excited for a film in a while. This one is going to be awesome. Now, it is David Allen, folks, one of the great stop motion animators of all time. I'm sure you've seen some of his films. Of course, he was the animator for Laser Blast, which I believe is still available on Tubi. Fantastic stop motion animation on that. He animated the great sequences for the first few Puppet Master films with the, little puppets in stop motion animation when they had those stop motion animation sequences. Fantastic. He's done just a wide variety of stop motion. Of course, he's long passed away, sadly. But we're taking a look right now at the PRIMEVALS IMDb page. Love the poster here. That is just one sharp looking piece of key art for the PRIMEVALS. Check that out. I mean, it totally harkens back to that type of Ray Harryhausen, 1960s, 1970s poster type of style. I love it. Before we get any further into this, I'm going to go back to the chat because I know a few people have chimed in. Good Lord. All right. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. I think I started at Ghost Clinic, maybe. Oh. Daninsky says, Mike, what are you most looking forward to in 2024? Well, right now, Daninsky, I would say the PRIMEVALS. Definitely. I'm all over this movie. I cannot wait to see all of this David Allen animation. It is going to be, I mean, judging from that animation that you see in the trailer, man, this stuff is fantastic. I will take stop motion any day of the week over CGI, any day of the freaking week, especially if it's done by somebody like David Allen. That's just incredible stuff. Michael Taylor, Mike, a professional comic book artist by the name of Rob Brown, is a regular in 4-Color Fossils and Comic Book Memories chats. Ghost Clinic, yes, Ghost Clinic, folks, check it out. My pre-code website. Michael Taylor, Rob Brown is fantastic as well. Steve Harrison's Ghost Clinic breathing new life into classic comics. Eric says, I'm checking out Ghost Clinic. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I've just started doing new articles on it. I kind of left it for like a year. I didn't do much on the thing for about a year, but I'm back on a regular basis now. So there you go. It's going to be regularly updated. Let's put it that way. Oh, I initially thought it was your comic book repair page. Well, it will cover that as well, Steve Harrison. I will be doing articles on that for Ghost Clinic. Did someone say Porthole? No. Yeah, that Nightmare Island, fantastic splash page. One of my favorites. It's just so insane. It's so good. We'll share the Facebook page for sure. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Michael Taylor, I don't think she'll be going on any more cruises anytime soon. Apex says, great merch. Thank you. That wrapping paper would make great pillowcases. Yes. I wonder if I can put that on there. I'll have to check it out, Steve Harrison. In cloth, of course, yes. They may have, I might be able to do that on bed sheets. I don't know. Or throw rugs, something. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Apex says, giant rat action figures from Nightmare Island. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that would be great. That is once again the Zazzle store, folks. Steve says, is there a lady and a mouse in that lunchbox? William Walters looks like Marty Feldman. Dial C for Marty. Eric says, I'm following your store on Zazzle now. Thank you, Eric. Hopefully people won't be using that wrapping paper for any severed limbs. But if they do, well, so be it. There's your Famous Monsters Twitter and your Creature Features. Highly recommended, folks. It's going to be a great weekend for Creature Features. Michael Taylor, wow, they brought back Castle of Frankenstein and now Famous Monsters. Yes. Just sub to Creature Features. You will not regret it, Apex. It's just great entertainment. They're really quite good. I think you'll like it a lot. Famous Monsters title looks the same. Yes, it does. They've kept the classic logo. Steve says Vincent is an Ozzy Osbourne type. Yes, he is. Love the Butler and Tangela. That's her name. Yes, they're great, man. A really good trio, actually. And of course, there's the Maid too, which is hilarious. The Irish Maid, pretty funny. Sadly, they don't fully support the Roku page anymore. You know they don't. I basically watch it on YouTube now, Steve. They have had some very good guests over the last couple of years. Actors, makeup artists. Yes, they get very good guests. You know, they're up there near Santa Rosa, Northern California, by the sea. And so people, obviously they come down from San Francisco or they come up from Los Angeles, so they get a wide variety of guests in the entertainment business. And it's often quite interesting, to say the least. Creature Features, very cool. Love the original and the cards in the mid-70s. Yes. I watched Humanoids from the Deep with my parents at the theater in the 70s. Yes. Oh, yeah, I remember that one, Apex. That was one you had to go see. I think I saw it in a drive-in, but quite the movie. Michael Taylor, Mike, thanks for the links. Got them all. Okay, excellent. Excellent, Michael Taylor. Robert Culp was a great actor. I Spy, countless westerns. Yep, absolutely. Robert Culp in the Outer Limits episode, the man with the glass hand, demon with the glass hand. Yeah, that's a great one. That is a great one. And that was written by Harlan Ellison, the demon with the glass hand. Great episode. Outer Limits, yes. He was in a couple of Outer Limits. He's the other one, The Architects of Fear, which is quite good, too. PBR says, just finished reading all the Kolchak stories. Very good. Excellent. These animators do great stuff. I make it a must to see all their stuff. They do. All of them. Folks, those guys that do that, the Shadow over Innsmouth, they have an amazing At the Mountains of Madness. I think it's like 12 chapters. Long. It's long. I mean, we're talking like a solid 4 hours I believe, of motion comic goodness from those guys, you know, just fantastic. Culp was in Demon with the Glass Hand. Yep. That's it. Well, there was also the lawsuit. Steve Harrison actually lawsuit. I don't know. I'm not quite sure about Demon with the Glass Hand, but Soldier was the one that Harlan Ellison sued and won against Cameron, of course, for Terminator. That's the one, Demon with the Glass Hand. No, yes. eBay has unopened boxes with packs of the mid-1970s creature features cards, but they want thousands for them. I think I bought packs of them in the 70s. Yeah. Incredible, man. Good this Sunday nooner. I won't miss. It's going to be a good one, Michael Taylor. I think it's going to be quite good indeed. Michael Taylor reminds me a bit of the 33 King Kong. Yes. That's what I'm really digging about it as well, Michael Taylor. Does the dark-haired gal show her goods? In which one? Are you talking about in the Primevals, Lead Pink? I don't think so. I think at most the Primevals is probably a PG film. You know, I get the, you know, much like, you know, Golden Age or Golden Voyage of Sinbad or Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. It's got that kind of, you know, good for general audiences type of thing going for it. Michael Taylor, I'm talking about the look of the creature, not the movie. Yes, the look of the creature. Yeah. Stop motion for the win. Eric, I couldn't agree more. Apex, Juliet Mills is in the Primevals. Absolutely fantastic. Wow, Devil Flyer is here. Rex. Hello, Rex. How you doing? Good to see you, man. What is the backstory on Primevals? Woo! Well, your timing is perfect, Rex, because we're just about to get into that. Yeah, it looks good. Primevals looks awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Hit the like button. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay, Lat Gouda split. Nope. To see you all Sunday. Okay. Okay. Hope to see you all Sunday. All right. Steve Harrison, have a good one. We will talk to you soon. All right, guys. Now, as you are looking at the IMDb page for the Primevals, let's take a little gander first. Let's just go down the page here. First, we got some photos. I love some of these photos, man. That is just classic stuff. This is really good looking. They have done a hell of a job in marrying the original footage animated by David Allen with the more recently shot footage, right? That's basically what's going on here. Really great job. Check that out. That is quite nice indeed. Really, really well photographed, you know. Very, very, very good. Juliet Mills right there on the scene. Check that out. God, that is just beautiful. Oh, yes, that's Yeti Brain right there, folks. Yeti skeleton. Really cool looking. There they are, of course. Searching for the Yeti. Okay. So there's a ton of photos. I'm dropping the IMDb page. in the chat so you guys can check it out when you'd like. There it is. So let's scroll on down. So what's the deal behind the Primevals? Well, let's first take a look at the director and writer and animator, of course, David Allen. Let's take a little look at his bio. 1944 to 1999. Sadly, it's been almost 25 years since we lost David Allen. He is known for his fantastic stop motion animation in The Howling. Man, do I love that animation of the werewolves and The Howling. Willow, Ghostbusters 2. And as I had mentioned before, let's take a look here. God, he's just got a ton. Laser Blast, of course, as I mentioned, Freaked, Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, several of the Puppet Master films, Subspecies films, Oblivion. I mean, quite a lot of animation. The Arrival. And, of course, the last film, The Primevals, which finally is seeing the light of day after decades, folks. So let's scroll on down. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. The live action scenes and a majority of the stop motion effects were all filmed in 1994. But David Allen, the director, had passed away due to cancer in 1999. The studio that was making this movie, Full Moon Studios, was also having financial issues. So they had to keep postponing the production of the movie until they ran out of money and had to shelf it. Finally, in 2019, after an online fundraising campaign, the original effects artist Chris Endicott returned to complete the remaining stop motion sequences. There you go. That is a brief history of this film. So we're talking, well, basically 3 decades in the making, folks. And finally, it is about to be released. Man, I tell you, I cannot wait for this film. I love stop motion animation. Maybe it will cause some kind of a resurgence in stop motion animation. Wouldn't that be great, folks? I would love to see it. Here's what I'm going to say. Less CGI, more stop motion, more practical effects. That's what I'm talking about, okay? The world would be a better place. There ain't no doubt about that. So the Primevals, it's coming up. It is coming up. It's coming around the bend. Ladies and gentlemen, I just this is what I'm really waiting for. As far as any films, this is the most anticipated in my book for 2024. No doubt about it. I cannot wait to see this entire film. It looks great. It just looks like a great sci-fi adventure film, styled obviously after the 80s, 70s, and 80s types of films. It's full moon, so it's going to have that vibe to it, and the animation looks fantastic. David Allen, one of the greats, just truly one of the most amazing animators I've ever seen. And fortunately, they got, the guy that was working with him, Chris Endicott, to come back and finish the animation. That's so key. God, man, just, luck, a lot of luck in getting that guy, back. Absolutely fantastic. Um, Eric says, I really want to see the Primevals. Yep, you and me both, brother. A brain in a jar. Yes, when you have a brain in a jar, and in particular, a giant Yeti brain in a jar, you got a great film. That's what I'm talking about right there. Once again, folks, that is the IMDb page for the Primevals. If you want to keep track of it. Michael Taylor says, definitely looks 33 Kong inspired. Looks great. Yeah, it does. The animation looks freaking fantastic, man. I just love it. Tell us, tell us. Primevals looks really good. Yeah. Love stop motion animation. CGI looks very fake. It does. It does. The great thing about stop motion, folks, and I think you'd all agree, is that the puppets are really there. You know, they're actual things there that exist in our space. They're not some digital manifestation. So it makes all the difference in the world. That is just like a huge thing. They're physical creations that are animated, brought to life. And when done properly, they are just astounding. You know, I just watched the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, by the way, which is on Tubi. You can catch it. It's great. Oh my God, such great. You know, the griffin, the centaur in there, Kali, the, I guess, six-armed, you know, creature. It's just great stuff. Tom Baker plays the evil wizard. Holy Toledo, that's the same Tom Baker, Doctor Who. He plays the evil wizard in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Michael Taylor says the skeletons, all the creatures look great. Yes, they really do. They really do look top notch. You know, finally, after 3 decades, this film is going to be officially released. It would be great if they had a limited theatrical. You know, one way or another. Look, if they don't have a theatrical release, I'm just going to get the Blu-ray. There's no doubt about that. I'll probably even rent it. You know, as soon as it's available. I don't know what their release strategy is. It really depends. With some companies, they want to do like a limited theatrical first, and then they'll do the, you know, Blu-ray, the physical media, and then the streaming services. They may just unload it all at once. I don't know, but I'm keeping track of the damn thing. You know, as soon as I know something, you guys will know something. Let me put it that way. You know, it's going to be really a great one. Daninsky, Ray Harryhausen legend. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you watch Jason and the Argonauts, the skeleton battle. Huh, that's still one of the most complex pieces of stop motion animation, and probably complex pieces of special effects, visual effects ever created for film. And no doubt about that. It's insane. You know, you got to watch that. I believe also that Jason and the Argonauts is still on Tubi, folks. If you want to catch that. It's great that they're obviously doing a nod to some of the stop motion films. Yes, absolutely. You know, fantastic. It's looking good, folks. I'm really, really looking forward to the Primevals. Now, here's a strange one. I just added this, folks, because I thought you might want to. I thought you might want to check this out. It's kind of weird.
The only video archived of Jane Mansfield's visit to Mansfield, Ohio in 1961.
Okay, yeah. So this is Janet from The Mummy and the Monkey. She plays the mummy. And of course, the monkey. They're horror hosts. You may have seen them.
But
yeah, so they go to a lot of flea markets, and they find a lot of weird stuff too. and sometimes some really great deals on comic books and stuff at flea markets and all kinds of stuff, you know. She apparently, Janet, the mummy, found this Super 8 film of Jane Mansfield, right, at this event where she was signing photographs and stuff. It's a Super 8 film. Now, you know how I love Super 8. And it says here, as they, are explaining how they came about this, we are retro media enthusiasts and vloggers, podcasters, and B-movie hosts here on our YouTube channel. This was found on a small 8mm film reel. We go all over looking for old films and VHS tapes, estate sales, flea markets, etc. We have no idea who filmed this footage in the early 1960s. The film was probably bought from a flea market vendor several years ago. And Jane Mansfield made many appearances in the 1960s prior to her tragic accident. And meanwhile, folks, when she had, died in that car accident, as you guys may be aware of, in Biloxi, I was living in Long Beach, Mississippi. I was just a little kid. I mean, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old when the accident happened, but we were literally a few miles from the accident scene, right off the Highway 90, going into Biloxi when the whole thing went down. So in any case, that's the setup here. I just want to show you some of the footage. Once again, it's Janet and Mummy and the Monkey. I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. There it is. And you guys you might want to subscribe to the Mummy and the Monkey too. They're really, I think they're very solid horror hosts. They have a lot of fun. They go to shows, they go to conventions and so forth, and they walk around in their get-ups as the Mummy and the Monkey. And they're quite entertaining, in my opinion. I subscribe to them. I think they're a lot of fun. So let me get to some of the video.
And it was Giant Tiger's grand opening when Jane Mansfield made the appearance. Enough of me chatting about it. Let's look at the clip.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to show you a little footage. It's Super 8. It's like this old Super 8 footage that they found, which is fascinating, of Jane Mansfield at this event. And she's signing autographs. And this is just apparently a few years before her tragic death. But Super 8, once again, lasts forever. I mean, the film was obviously shot in the early 60s. They just found this film. It looks fine. You know what I'm saying? It lasts, folks. Film is, especially after the nitrate era, film was really built to last. You might lose color. You might suffer from some vinegar syndrome or something like that. But in the long run, it can last for 100 years easily. No problems. Try that with, VHS. You're not going to have the same results. So you got your film, you got your Jane Mansfield. Let me go back up because I know a few people have chimed in. We got Shadowhawk on the scene. Hail all, sorry so late. Mike got my Blu-ray today with the really sweet extras. Loan you, bro. Your sticker is going on the Indie Tribute Ancient Mirror, where all my stickers end up somehow. Excellent, Shadowhawk. That's fantastic. Folks, that's absolutely incredible because I sent Shadowhawk his Blu-ray on Monday. He got it today. This is Christmas season. That was media mail. The guy got it, well, within 5 days. 5 shipping days with media mail during Christmas rush. I mean, UPS is kicking ass this year. I don't know about you guys, but they are really doing a great job. I'm glad to hear you got it, Shadowhawk, and I hope you enjoy it. That is fantastic news. Shadowhawk says, all I ever heard was she was grumpy and lost her head, too. Yes, she did lose her head. That was the whole thing. And that was a big thing about it, you know, back in the day when people found out about the particulars of the auto accident. Apparently, yes, she was decapitated, you know, because of the accident. It was a convertible and no seat belts, all that stuff. And yeah, that will happen. Super 8 Mansfield in color. Yeah, it's such a strange oddity. Once again, folks, it's The Mummy and the Monkey on YouTube. Okay. Go over there. You may want to check it out and subscribe to those guys. They come up with some really off the wall stuff like this, you know, and I enjoy it personally. I think it's really, really cool. Yeah, Michael Taylor, cool footage of her signing. Yeah, on, you know, caught on Super 8 film, guys. That is so cool. That's not Jane Mansfield. Looks like Butch Gaylord, my old neighbor. Eric says, can you imagine finding that Super 8 film of her? What a discovery. Yeah. You know, well, these guys, you know, they go to all these flea markets and estate sales and stuff in Ohio. They are in Ohio, folks. And they just find all kinds of weird stuff. Sometimes they strike gold, like with this Super 8 footage of Jane Mansfield. Really great stuff, man. Wow, that's crazy. Love you, Mike. Yeah, man. You know, I am freaking so glad you got that. Shadowhawk, that is just awesome news, because obviously tomorrow would have been it, right? For you to get it before Christmas. And I was like, God, I wonder if that's going to, you know, now with the Christmas rush, but man, they are just, USPS is firing on all cylinders right now, folks. It's just a glorious thing to see. I'm glad you got it, man. That's fantastic. Eric says, Horror Mike, have you done a video discussing the differences of the different types of film used over the years? I would like that info and learn about it. Yeah, I can do that. As a matter of fact, I often look at it. I mean, there are an amazing array. There's an amazing array of film and film types, film stocks, and so forth that have been used throughout time. Why they were used, if they were used professionally or more for amateurs, or like for home video, or I shouldn't say home video, home movies, stuff like that. All kinds of, there was 9mm stock, there was Super 8 double perf stock, there was 8mm. You know, you had just all kinds of stuff that some of it survived. Of course, some of it didn't. Some of it, obviously, Super 8, 16mm Super 16 survives to this day. It's being used in features. You know, people are shooting with it, as I was, you know, explaining last week with the, I think it was last week, with the new Kodak Super 8 camera that they're coming out with. So, yeah, it's still very much alive. But there is a great history. I'll have to do something about that. I'll do it on a show, Eric. Oh my God, the mummy is chasing us. Walk faster. Yeah. Michael tells us eerie that it was just 2 years before the crash. Yeah, isn't that strange? So cool. Thanks again, bro. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your patronage, and I hope you enjoy the film. My good man. Apex, there we go. He's just posted the Mummy and the Monkey main YouTube channel there. Check him out. Subscribe. Yeah, just leave that .com off of there, and you'll be in good shape. I'm going to go over there. I'll show you guys real quick the Mummy and the Monkey. There's the Mummy and the Monkey right there. Here, let me. I mean, she's got some rather nice. Yeah, here's some Mary. Oh, they've got their live show going on right now. Let's check them out, shall we? Ah. Yeah, they're showing their they're doing a live show, and they're actually showing a movie. I don't know if they're okay. No, she's not in her get up there. She's not in her get up there. Well, that looks like it.
On the lake
and the land of the burning river. You're watching
The Mummy and the Monkey. Wait, Grim, did you say casket? Is there something dead in there?
Oh yeah, but it's been long dead since the 1950s. Probably all bones by now.
But Grim, you don't understand. This charm around my neck is magical. And it has the ability to bring back the dead. It's what keeps me looking like this. But anyways, enough about that. It could do the same thing to what's in there.
You mean make this thing look sexy?
No, you dummy! It could bring it back to life. You've got to get that out of here as soon as possible before it's too late.
I think you're right. I think this thing is coming back alive. I gotta get it out of here. Whoa, good golly, Miss Molly. Did you see that thing? It did come back to life. Broke out of the box and crashed right through the window. And did you see it, though? Did you see it? And all those slimy tentacles and all those crabby claws and so many eyes and all those sharp teeth.
Oh, Graham, what are we going to do?
I don't know, but it's out there somewhere running the streets of Cleveland.
Lurking in the shadows out there?
Yes, a flesh eater who hasn't eaten flesh in over 60 years.
Grim, I think the next clip has to be Decay's Rotten Reels.
Oh, I agree.
And I think you need a breath strip.
There they are. So there you go. Obviously, it's hijinks. You know, they host a movie and they just get into these subplots during the film, showing the film and stuff, just like classic horror host stuff, shenanigans, you know, from the Mummy and the Monkey, but it's enjoyable. It's like Creature Features. I like watching both of them. You know, Creature Features is quite good. For you guys that have joined us a little late in the evening, let me just show you the Creature Features coming up tomorrow night at midnight. This is the Creature Features channel. Highly recommended. These guys are one of the best horror hosts going, Creature Features. And they are showing, they're having a Christmas special. Here it is, Christmas with Creature Features. I love it. I love it. Oops. There we go. Yeah, featuring a rude guest and creature of the Walking Dead. So you guys should check this out. You're going to have a lot of fun. It's really cool. Let me play you a little video from these guys real quick. This is like historical video from the mansion which explains why they have to keep replacing housekeepers so much. There you go. A little bit of hijinks from the creature features people. Now, they shoot all of their shows inside this mansion, which is in near Santa Rosa, California, a foggy area near the coast, and it's quite amusing. I really love the show. I catch pretty much all the films that they show on creature features. Let me just show you real quick here. As I was showing everybody before, of course, they got their special Christmas show tomorrow night. They've got a Christmas show coming up tonight at 11, like in about 45 minutes, 50 minutes for Frightmare. But tomorrow they got Christmas with creature features. They've shown films like Silent Night, Bloody Night, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, Enter the Devil. Oh, yes. Damnation Alley, great one. Black Christmas, of course, the original, 1974. Humanoids from the Deep, etc. So it's quite the show. I highly recommend it. Check them out, folks. But you know, I'm sure you're all quite aware what time it is. And indeed, it is Tubi time. That's what we're talking about tonight on the Horror Mike Show. We have reached the Tubi time. And boy, what a lineup tonight, folks. folks. This is quite the lineup for Tubi, for perhaps your holiday weekend entertainment. But before we start, let me just get back to a little bit of the chat here. See what we got here. There we go. Yep, there's the Mummy and the Monkey. In case you guys are interested. Oh, just subbed. Great. Shadow Apex just subbed the Mummy and the Monkey. Same, me too. Yes. All right, you guys, yeah, you'll dig it. I highly recommend Creature Features too. I think you're going to dig the heck out of Creature Features. I'd give her something charming. Ho, indeed. And there's the Creature Features link. Mummy and the Monkey need to be in your next film as a cameo appearance. Horror Mike, there you go. They would be great. I think also the Creature Features people too. It's Tubi Dooby Doo time. That is what it is, folks. It ain't no joke. And as you can see, we start off with a film that at the very beginning of the show, I showed you the trailer to the fantastic Marx Brothers film, the 1935 classic, Night at the Opera. And here we have it once again.
Right here since 7 o'clock.
Yes, with your back to me. When I invite a woman to dinner, I expect her to look at my face. That's the price she has to pay.
Your check, sir.
$9.40? This is an outrage. If I were you, I wouldn't pay it.
Stewart?
Ah, come right ahead.
Hey,
Stewart.
the food.
Been waiting all afternoon for you, Stewart.
Come on.
You're fired, do you understand? You're fired. Hey, you big bully, what's the idea of hitting that little bully?
Will you kindly let me handle my own affairs?
Get out.
Now, what have you got to say to me?
Just this, can you sleep on your stomach with such big buttons on your pajamas?
Why, you...
A fantastic holiday film. What could be said? It's the Marx Brothers, and to follow that up with A Day at the Races, 1937, just 2 years later, another great one from those guys. This is perfect holiday stuff, folks. But of course, more to the point, we do have Christmas Carol, two different versions. We have the 1984 version with George C. Scott. There we go. Legendary actor George C. Scott brings Ebenezer Scrooge to life. Oops. Oh, they're really... Okay. In this stirring story about one troubled man's spiritual awakening on Christmas Eve. There you go. It's a good one. too. The 1984 version, pretty damn good with George C. Scott. Now, this is the 1935 version, A Christmas Carol. And possibly the best adaptation of the Dickens classic, three ghosts visit the miserly Ebenezer Scrooge and offer him one last chance at redemption. And it is quite good. Excellent. Once again, of course, and it's great for the whole family. Both of them. You know, as a matter of fact, look, if we take a look at all of these movies, they're great holiday films that are pretty much G-rated. You know what I'm saying? Great family films, and just, you know, really entertaining. No doubt about that. And then, of course, some classic films. Now, I must admit that I have not seen The King of Kings from 1961. I plan on watching it. It looks pretty damn good, actually. They are really giving it to me this time. From the birth of Jesus to his teachings, death, and resurrection, this stunning biblical epic tells one of the greatest stories in human history. Now, this one stars Jeffrey Hunter. Orson Welles is also in this, as well as Rip Torn, folks, from 1961. King of Kings, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I have seen The Greatest Story Ever Told. That is, I believe, still on Tubi as well. Jesus of Nazareth, I have watched the 1977 film by Franco Zeffirelli, and it's great. Now, this has got, I think this is a 2 or 3-parter. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's 2 parts. So well done. Robert Powell as Jesus Christ, absolutely fantastic. From the nativity to the crucifixion and resurrection, the life of Jesus is presented with stunning depth, gravity, and emotion. It's fantastic. Excellent film from 1977, Jesus of Nazareth, highly recommended. And that leads us right into Christmas with Lorne Greene, if you can believe it or not, from 1966. It's Lorne Greene, folks, a lost holiday TV classic. Now, this is 25 minutes long. The Bonanza Star hosts this Yuletide half hour with UNICEF Children's Choir on their imaginary trip to the Charles Dickens era of England. I have not seen this, folks. I'm going to watch it. There's no doubt about that. You know, I mean, it's Lorne Greene, 1966. It sounds really cool, and it's now on Tubi. Now, this one, they have several of these. Check this out. It is Christmas is Here, Classic Holiday Cartoon Collections, right? Now, this was compiled in 2022. They released, I believe, 3 or 4 volumes of animated classics. As it says here, featuring classic characters from the big and small screens, this holiday collection will catapult you back to the golden days of movies and cartoons. Fantastic. I plan on watching this. Let's take a look. Yeah, classicmoviecollection.tv is what it's from. Looks pretty cool. Another Marx Brothers, folks. This is much later, 1946, A Night in Casablanca. Still hilarious. Oh, my God. Another great one with the Marx Bros. In post-war Casablanca, Ronald Cornblow is hired to run a hotel. Of course, Ronald Cornblow, played by Groucho Marx, is hired to run a hotel whose previous managers have all wound up being murdered, of course. So there you go, more hijinks from the triple threat of the Marx Brothers, A Night in Casablanca. Love it. And here's the classic that everyone needs to see. The 2006 version of Black Christmas. Oh, wait a second. No, nobody needs to see this. Skip this entirely and go directly to the 1974 classic horror film by Bob Clark. Bob Clark, folks, if you don't know this, let me tell you, Bob Clark also made A Christmas Story. You ever see that one with Darren McGavin and the kid? Yes, same Bob Clark. He also made that. Black Christmas, 1974. Sorority sisters are as good as dead when they are stalked by a psychopathic stranger over the Christmas holiday in this influential slasher film. What a cast. Amazing cast. Olivia Hussey, Cara Dulia, Margot Kidder, John Saxon, and they don't list her here, Andrea Martin from SCTV is in this film, folks, in a dramatic role. Okay? I cannot recommend this film enough. As a matter of fact, yes, you know it. I know it because I've got it, and you're going to see it. There you go. That's just a taste of the trailer. Look, that trailer is 4 minutes long. It's great, but it's like an epic trailer. I'm not quite sure what the hell. I wish they had made a 2-minute trailer. That would have been really quite good. It is a fantastic film. Highly recommended. Now on Tubi. You got to check it out, folks. It is just a fantastic film. And then there's Christmas Evil, 1980. It's well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, some people like it. I'm not a big fan of it. You may want to check it out. Let's see here. A toy factory worker, mentally scarred as a child upon learning Santa Claus is not real, has a nervous breakdown and goes on a Yuletide killing spree. There you go. That is Christmas Evil, 1980. Oops, a daisy. And I included this film, A Christmas Story, from 2015, primarily because it stars William Shatner. I was like, what the hell? I got to watch this film. I have not seen this yet, but I'm going to watch it. William Shatner's in it, 2015. Not even Santa Claus is safe from the evil that descends on Bailey Downs, a small town that finds itself suddenly plagued with malevolent spirits. I mean, come on. I don't know what's going on here. Spawn, there are malevolent spirits in town. Are you out of your Vulcan mind, Spawn? Something like that, I imagine. Silent Night, Bloody Night, folks. The highlight of this film. Let me show you. Yeah, there she is.
It's beautiful now, as if nothing happened, and he never lived at home. And then nothing will be left.
Hold on. Yeah, there you go. The highlight of this film is the vivacious and so sexy Mary Warrenoff in one of her early films. There she is, Silent Night, Bloody Night. A man investigates the grisly crimes that occurred in a former insane asylum, unsettling the locals who all seem to have something to hide. John Carradine is also in this film, as well as Patrick O'Neill. So there you go. I don't know. You could check it out. It's also on Creature Features. You could watch, Creature Features and get their take on it as well. Unfortunately, that brings us to Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, People Nothing. I'm afraid that's what's going on with this one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not even going to get into it because no. However, this one, Silent Night, Dead Night, it's got something going for it. Let's just get into it a little bit.
But things were about to change.
Who did this to you?
I don't know. They didn't say anything.
The killer could be anywhere. Who did this to her? And why?
Papers are all over this. You got a real behavior problem.
That's just a matter of opinion.
Daddy, it's so cold in here.
It's gonna be cold outside tonight cooking. You better get used to it and make me some motherfucking money. Who the fuck are you?
Hello, sir. Do we have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Molly?
Molly is worm food.
I'm Big Mike. This is my partner, Slim Jim.
Who gives a fuck?
We're looking for collections for the poor.
No, nigga. I was poor once. And I betted myself somewhere along the way. And all them other assholes can do the same.
But, sir, it's not many people's fault that they're poor. Many of them have lost their jobs and have children to feed.
They should have worn a condom.
Please don't do this.
Yeah, folks, you heard that dialogue right. This is Silent Night, Dead Night. And it's a film that must be seen to be believed. It is now on Tubi, and I am definitely going to, well, let's put it this way. I'll watch a lot of it. I think that's how it's going to go. Okay, folks, because that's some classic dialogue right there. Apparently, Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, is this black guy, and he's a pimp. And so there you go. It's kind of a takeoff on A Christmas Carol. Somebody's psychotic dream, apparently. But that is from 2016, Silent Night, Dead Night. Now let's get into some more wholesome entertainment, folks, with Davy and Goliath Snowboard Christmas. Now, I saw this and I was like, okay, what? 2004, I didn't even realize they were still doing Davy and Goliath, but apparently they are. Or they were, well into the 21st century with this 44-minute film, Davy and Goliath Snowboard Christmas. But of course, they also have the complete collection, folks, of Davy and Goliath. Totally, completely season 1. Jeez Louise. Holy Toledo. How many freaking episodes are there? Okay, there's like, oh, there we go. There's 72 episodes, folks, of Davy and Goliath on Tubi right now, the original. And I got a little clip from a particular PSA that they did. It's only a minute long, but you're going to have to check this out.
Oh, no.
What you watching, Davy?
It's another disaster, Goliath.
What's a disaster?
That's when bad things happen to people in the world. Things we don't expect. And it's just awful.
Oh, Davy, That is awful.
I sure am glad that no matter what happens, God is there.
God is there?
Sure, Goliath. God is there through the hands of the people who help after a disaster.
Shouldn't we help?
You're right, Goliath.
But how can we help? We're just a boy and a dog.
Even small hands and paws can make a big difference if we all work together.
Let's go ask the grown-ups to help too.
To see how you can help, contact Lutheran Disaster Response at elca.org/disaster.
There you go, folks. That is a little PSA from Davy and Goliath. Now, I don't know how many of you people originally watched Davy and Goliath when you were kids. I did. I loved that show. I loved the animation. It was, absolutely great, fantastic stuff. One of the best things, obviously, the Lutheran Church ever did, in my opinion, was Davy and Goliath. There you go. But that also brings us to A Flintstone Christmas. Now, this was from 1977. And I don't know if I've ever seen this one. But relatively, comparatively new. Of course, Mel Blanc is still in this, doing the voice work. 1977, when Santa Claus sprains his ankle while delivering presents in Bedrock, Fred and Barney set out to save Christmas by taking Santa's place. And the hijinks ensue, folks, with A Flintstone Christmas. Let's check out a little bit of it. I just want to see the animation.
Look at all those happy faces, Bon. There's just no other holiday like it.
Yeah, that's for sure, Fred. There you go. And ho, 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 my good Santa.
Ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas. A few more of those ho-ho-hos, and you'll be bro-ho-ho for Christmas.
Well,
that's pretty good animation, actually. That looks pretty darn good. Now, the last one, folks, Toys of Christmas Past, it's actually a segue into what will be a large part of the Sunday Nooner show. Coming up this Sunday, the 24th at noon Eastern Time, it's Horror Mike's Christmas Show Part 2. And we're going to be taking a look at Toys of Christmas Past. And I invite all of you to share your memories of some of your more fond toys. Of course, they have a ton of them, as you can see here. A lot of us. I mean, G.I. Joe. You got Rock'em Sock'em Robots. The Great Garloo is back there. They got Mr. Potato Head Naturally. Slinky. Etch-a-Sketch, of course. Train sets. Those were, a big thing. Silly Putty. All on here. See if I can get oh no, it's a small image, unfortunately. But that's what we're going to look into. I have found some awesome photos and video of toys from Christmas past for you guys to check out. Some really great commercials as well. And I invite you to share your Christmas memories, or, just favorite toys or stuff that you got, for Christmas when you were a kid. And I think this is going to be quite a show. Getting back into that, I've got some video that's just stunning that I don't think you've seen before. We're talking Tonka toys. Remember Tonka? I think I had a Tonka dump truck. If I remember that correctly, I believe it was a dump truck from Tonka, And of course, at that time, late 60s, early 70s, it was all metal, folks. Yes, it's all metal, the freaking truck there. So that concludes the Tubi lineup for tonight and pretty much the show. Let me get back to the chat and see what people have chimed in with. Michael Taylor, love the MGM opening. Funny stuff. Yes, it is great. George C. Scott was a great actor. He was, and he's really quite good as Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. George C. Scott is my preferred movie. Yes, and it is on Tubi. Folks, I need to watch Jesus of Nazareth movie again. I recall watching that one many years ago. It's quite good. It is really, it's a two-parter on Tubi. Highly recommended, folks. Really well done. Eric says, it has been great being here. Thanks yet again for the plugs for me, Horror Mike. I hope to impress potential readers soon with my comics. Excellent. Everyone have a great weekend. All right, Eric, take care, man. We will see you soon. Hopefully on Sunday. Black Christmas looks great. It is excellent, PBR. Check it out. It is a fantastic holiday horror film. Highly recommended. Silent Night, Dead Night looks funny. Yes. Rather hilarious. Goliath reminds me a little Scooby-Doo. He does have a bit of a look about him, yes. I remember a lot of those toys. Me Too, Tonka dump truck. Yes, when it was metal. Yeah, I think that was like one of the most popular Tonka vehicles or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Was the Tonka dump truck. Kids just loved it. They loved it. I had a Tonka dump truck and a front end loader tractor. There you go, folks. Good Lord, the Tonka trucks win the day here. That's what I'm talking about. Merry Christmas all. Merry Christmas to you, PBR. Perhaps we'll see you Sunday. I know, of course, Sunday is Christmas Eve, folks, but I will be here at noon Eastern Time for part 2 of the Horror Mike Christmas show. And I hope to see many of your faces, or at least avatars, in the chat for Sunday. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And indeed, I think that, you know, a great improvement on the video, you know, even still some lag issues at the beginning. As I say, next Friday night, we're going to go for 9 o'clock. Okay. And I think that may solve it. That might just solve it, folks. So next Friday will be 9. This Sunday will be at 12 noon Eastern. Mike and Chad, have a great weekend. You too, Michael Taylor. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you there, PBR. You guys have a great one. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you hopefully on Sunday. Take care.